Carla. Minister, this bill is a short one, moved in response to a recent High Court decision. It would not be right or proper to discuss the circumstances of the case, but for clarity, the case revolves around a conflict between the mandatory sentence for murder applied to adult 18 years and over, and Section 156 of the 2001 Act, which states a child cannot be sentenced or committed to prison. This conflict was highlighted in a recent case where the accused had been convicted as a minor, but had turned 18 prior to sentencing, becoming liable for a mandatory life sentence. This showed a clear distinction based on age and violates constitutional equality rights under Article 40.1, according to Judge Simon's judgment. Judge Gareth Simons made the point that while the quote, current age of the offender doesn't diminish the culpability of the offender, that a policy choice to exempt certain juvenile offender from mandatory life sentence, the legislator should ensure that it is reflected in the legislation which complies with the constitutional guarantee of quality before the law. We are the legislator and we now have to address this conflict. The moral culpability of children in criminal offences is a difficult area, Minister, and the one that needs to be dealt with without hysteria. It should be noted, and I see Deputy Howland's amendment making this explicit, that it would of course be perfectly possible for a judge to sentence a person who this bill applies to a very lengthy sentence, one as long, if not longer, than what life sentences end up being. We in Sinn Féin support legal certainty in sentencing, especially in cases involving the circumstances such as these. There are wider issues about the coercion of children into criminal activity. The Government's position is the maximum sentence should be 5 years. However, we in our previous private member's proposal said the sentence should be 12 years. Clearly there are issues if such serious crimes are being committed by minors. As with all crimes, the reasons are complex. And Minister, I'm going to finish on this. Deputy Munster beside me mentioned the Gardaí, and I too have been asking for a very long time when I meet you here in this chamber for extra Gardaí in my constituency of Kildare South, because as far as I can see the crime is on the rise and we're doing nothing about it. Thank you, Lascar.